What's up everybody and welcome back to a brand new Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links leak video, and today we're going to be taking a look at the newest mini box, not mini box, I keep messing that up for the intro, main box coming into Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. We're going to be taking a look at the current UR and SR cards that have been confirmed so far at the time that I'm recording this video, so therefore these are not going to be all the UR and SR cards that we're going to be getting from this new main box, but we're going to be talking about that in today's video. And sorry for any of the background noise that you're going to hear throughout this entire video. To get this video out in a timely manner, have to record at this time, and due to that there's going to be a lot of background noise going to be happening in this video. And also, if you're wondering why my voice sounds different than normal, that's because I woke up like literally 10-20 minutes ago. So there's that right there. But let's get into my first impressions review on this box. This is going to be the first time we're going to be taking a look at all of the SR and UR cards from this box, and also thanks to Duel Links Meta for conveniently putting all these cards in a place where we can read and check out all these cards. Check out Duel Links Meta in the link in the description down below. Without further ado though, let's get into today's Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links leak video. So we're going to switch over to here real quick, and we're going to be taking a look at Duel Links Meta. And one thing I just gotta get right straight out of the way, for any of my subscribers, a lot of you guys know, and I've said this in my previous video, Misty Treadwell is my favorite waifu of all time, and I'm honestly very sad that there's Reptilianne support in this box, because that just means that there's an increased chance that Misty is probably not coming to Duel Links. So it was already a low chance as it is, but since there was still potential, Reptilianne support not added to Duel Links, Misty's Earthbound Immortals not in Duel Links yet, there was still hope for me that potentially Misty could be a playable character later on, especially because they've been adding so many Dark Signers recently. But now that they added some Reptilianne support into this box, makes me, oh man, that makes me very sad. It really does. That's like one thing I don't like about this box. Now the only thing that's redeemed about this box is that there's Spellbook of Knowledge in this box, which is pretty cool, and I personally like spellbooks in Duel Links, so that's at least a redeemable factor. And there's also Watts, and while I don't really care about the Watts archetype, the fact that it's in here might as well make it for a video, because my YouTube name's Watts007, so the fact that we have this Watts archetype or more support for it would be a fun, goofy video to make. So there's some pluses to this box, and like, it's cool, and I will go for 3 copies of the Reptilianne cards, but it just makes me big sad that, yeah, there's Reptilianne support in here, so it makes it like even less of a chance than it already is of Misty. May or may not come to Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, which makes me big sad. But I guess might as well, let's start off with talking about this Reptilianne Lamia card. Lamia, I don't know how to pronounce this card's name, but this card, if you couldn't tell already, looks very similar, or it kind of has an inspired design from Misty, who used Reptilians in the show. Anyway, so this is a dark level 2 reptile tuner monster. If all monsters you control a reptile monster is minimum of 1, while this card's in your hand, you can target a face of monster opponent controls, change its attack to 0, and if you do, special summon this card and take damage equal to that monster's original attack. If this card was sent to the graveyard as a synchro material, it can target 2 face-up monsters on the field, change their attack to 0, and you only can use the effect of this Reptilianne effect per turn only once that turn. Understand why this is an SR rarity, because this card is actually very good for the whole reptile archetype. Reptiles like to make the monsters on the field to 0 attacks, so they can trigger their own effects like destruction effects, sacrifice effects, etc, etc. I know in one of the old boxes that first added a bunch of Reptilianne support, there is this Reptilianne card, which I believe its name is Reptilianne Vasky, don't quote me on that, but it was this Reptilianne monster that you can special summon if there's 2 monsters on either player's side that have 0 attack. You can sacrifice 2 of those monsters with 0 attack and special summon Vasky onto the field. So this card's going to definitely help out a lot with that. This is a tuner monster that's special summonable, so it opens up the potential to go for some synchro summoning right away. It does suck that you do have to take damage though equal to the monster that you made 0 in order to special summon this monster, but if you play your deck correctly, you can probably utilize a good skill that utilizes you losing life points, and then you can use that loss of life points from this card's effect to trigger off a skill. So that's also pretty good too. So it's a good card. I'm definitely looking forward to trying it out. Like I said, I just wish it was a card that you can get from Misty Treadwell, because that's how I would have liked to unlock it, but it is what it is right there. But yeah, good Reptilianne card. Definitely going to be making a Misty inspired deck when I get a couple copies of the card when it comes out. But yeah, at the current moment, there is no release date for this mini box, so it is what it is. Now let's go talk about the current UR cards that have been confirmed for this box. We're going to start from left to right, and the first card we're going to be talking about is the Banishment of the Darklords. This is a spell normal card. You can add 1 Darklord card from your deck to your hand, except Banishment of the Darklord. You can activate 1 Banishment of the Darklords per turn. So yeah, for this deck, which I'm trying to remember specifically, because yeah, this is a support card, I'm going to assume. So we have, yeah, so we have Darklords in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. I'm just trying to remember which one. Yeah, I was thinking, isn't there like, man, it is like late at night here. This is what I'm going to do. I'm I'm gonna type in Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark World just to get myself acquainted again, because I just woke up not too long ago. And okay, wait. Yeah, Dark Lord. Why did Google auto it to dark that? Okay, it's these cards. Okay, I was not sure if it was Dark Worlds or Dark Lords. I was getting those two mixed up. But yeah, this deck archetype right here is getting support. So this deck archetype came like a previous few boxes ago, and now it has a support card where you can search for any of them. So there's that right there. Very nice. Okay, I was thinking that Dark Lords were Dark Worlds for a second, and I was like, I didn't know Dark Worlds had a searcher like that. But woke up not too long ago, getting my head all jumbled up. That's for sure. But yeah, it's a search card for Dark Lords, which is very nice. You can search for those big monsters right away with this card. So very cool right there. Very cool. Next up, we're going to talk about Forbidden Lance. This is a spell quick play card. Target one face-up monster on the field. This turn, that target loses 800 attack, but is unaffected by the effects of other spells and traps. So yeah, there's cards that we already have in the game, like Forbidden Chalice is a popular one where you give the monster a boost of 400 attack, but its effects are negated. This is kind of the opposite thing, where you make your card lose attack, but it has protection against spell and trap cards. So there's that right there. Forbidden Lance may see play. I don't know though, because in this Duel Links format, losing 800 attacks might be too hefty right there. But yeah, you never know when there's a big, board wipe card or something like that, and you can just play Forbidden Lance to protect your monster or whatnot. So that's very cool right there. So Forbidden Lance, let's go. UR card, we'll see if it sees some play right there, because it's a good protection card, but it does make you lose attack. Next up, we're going to talk about Loki, Lord of Aesir. I guess if we're going to talk about these, what is it? What would you call these? Nordic gods? Don't quote me on that. But yeah, these Nordic god cards right here. We're gonna talk about Odin, not Odeon. Omega Lol. Odin Father Asker. Odin. We're gonna talk about this Odin one first, because this is the cover card of the box, and this was used by the Team Ragnarok guys, and that's why I put the Team Ragnarok guy in the thumbnail, because he used it in the anime. He's not confirmed as a playable character, especially after his card is getting added into this box. Yeah, we're just gonna talk about this right now. I kind of lost my train of thought. My website, or the website, is being goofy. Anyways, though, we have Odin, Father of Aesir, or whatever it is. This is a light level 10 fairy synchro. It takes one Nordic Ascendant tuner plus 2 or more non-tuner monsters. So this is a level 10 monster that needs 3 different individual monsters. And how big are these Nordic Ascendant tuner cards? Before we do a crazy review on them. Because yeah, I haven't really, because even though I watched the anime, it's been a very long time since I watched season 2 of Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds of them going against Team Ragnarok. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, where's one of the Nordic tuners? I cannot find any of the Nordic tuners right now. There we go. Okay, so there's a 2-star right there. So I'm gonna guess that, yeah, you're probably gonna want to use the 2-star tuner and 2 level 4 monsters. So 2 level 4 non-tuner monsters to make 8, and then plus the level 2 with the Nordic tuner right there. So then you can synchro summon into this card. Once per turn, you can make this card unaffected by spell and trap effects till the end of the turn. That's pretty good. Well, actually, it says you can make this card unaffected, so that's both good and bad, because if your opponent has a card that they can trigger immediately after you synchro summon this card, then they can trigger it. So that would suck if you wanted this card to be immune from trap effects immediately, man, heads all over the place. But it's good because if you wanted to, you can make it unaffected by spell and trap cards until the end of the turn. So if you want to equip equip spells to the card, you can. But at the same time, yeah, since you have to trigger the effect yourself, your opponent can trigger their own spell and trap cards before you're allowed to trigger its beginning effect right there. Because once you summon Odin, Lord of or Father of Aesir or whatever it is, they can play a Canadia right away on you, or they can play TTH on you immediately, and you weren't able to play its effect because you have to activate the effect itself to protect it from spell and trap cards. So it's both good and bad. And I think in most situations it's going to be a little bit worse than from the good that you get from it. During the end phase of this face-up, card you controlled was destroyed by your opponent's card by battle or card effect, and since the graveyard this turn, you can banish a Nordic Ascendant tuner monster from a graveyard. Special summon this card. Special summon this way, you can draw a card. That's cool. That's a floater. That's very cool, because in Duel Links especially, summoning a card like this would be a big waste of time. So at least if you do take the time to summon this card, you can bring it back through a floating effect. So if this box has a bunch of support to make it easy to get 3 monsters on the field like that, like to get the Nordic Ascended Tuner on the field and then a non-tuner monsters very, very, very easily, this card might see some play because it does have 4,000 attack, which is very good. 3,500 defense is not too shabby at all either. So even if your opponent econs, you're still gonna have a lot of, you know, stuff. There's still a lot of defense that I gotta get over. So that's good right there. And if your card doesn't get destroyed by Battle Card Effect, you can banish a Nordic tuner monster from a graveyard and special summon this card. So, and you get a draw card if you summon it like that too. So that's actually really good. I like that. So if you do waste the time to, you know, spend a lot of time to get this card on the field, because synchro summoning into a level 10 is a little bit difficult, I'd assume. There you go. So that's pretty cool. Like the card. So if this deck might be competitive, dude, for its good floaty effects and stuff like that. So yeah, not bad. Next up, let's talk about the Loki, Lord of Aesir, or whatever it is. And yeah, so we have a Dark level 10 Spellcaster Synchro monster. So it looks like the tuner that I used for an example for probably... Okay, so this tuner would probably only work for Loki. Okay, well, hopefully there's... Here's a tuner. No, that's a Cardion's. Hopefully the point still stands if there's a 2-star tuner for, you know, Odin, or not Odin. Hopefully there's a 2-star Nordic Ascended tuner for him, but I currently cannot find that in this box. But at least for Loki, in this example, we checked out that 2-star Athar tuner, or Elfar tuner, and yeah, that would be the case, 2-star Nordic Aflar tuner, and plus 2 or more non-tuner monsters, so that would be the 2/4/4 to go into the Loki right here. But anyways, once per turn, when your opponent activates a spell and trap card during your battle phase, you can negate the activation if you do destroy it. This is a quick effect. During the end phase, if this face-up card you control was destroyed by opponent's card by battle card effect and sent to the graveyard this turn, you can banish a Nordic Afar tuner from your graveyard, special summon this card and special summon this way. Target a spell and trap card in your graveyard and add it to your hand. Okay, so it's good that it still has its floating effect. It just sucks that its after effect when you special summon it back from the graveyard only gives you a trap card from a graveyard. Very fitting for a Loki when it comes to the lore and all that stuff right there. But yeah, the fact that you can't draw when you special summon this card, I think the draw effect would be a little bit better right there. But yeah, so the fact that this card can negate spell and trap cards during your battle phase, that's all right. And yeah, during the end phase, yeah, and we already read that part right there. So yeah, not bad. It negates cards during the battle phase, and it special summons itself back and adds trap cards from the graveyard. So that's pretty cool. Not bad. Next up, we have this card called Master Hyperion. This is a light level 8 fairy effect. You can special summon this card from your hand by banishing the agent monster from your hand, field, or graveyard. Once per turn, you can banish one light fairy type monster from a graveyard, target a card on the field, destroy that target. While Sanctuary on the Sky is on the field, you can activate this effect up to twice per turn. Not that bad. Can we see if there's any like agent cards that I can pick out real quick? Oh yeah, dude, agent cards are like only like these 4-star light monsters. So if that's the case, this deck might be pretty fun to play. I don't know how competitive this deck will be, but first impressions, sounds like a fun card to play because yeah, if you can special summon this card by just banishing the agents from your hand, field, or graveyard, that's crazy. Because yeah, this is like a 4-star the agent card. Is there any other the agent cards? Not that I know of, but like this one right here is just a 4-star one, and there might be more down here. So that's pretty cool that it's pretty easy to summon. Hopefully you get some more agent cards to make it a little bit easier to summon, so you can more consistently summon the card right there. And yeah, if you banish a light fairy monster from your graveyard, you can target a card on the field and destroy it, and then a Sanctuary Sky on the field, you can do it twice per turn. That's kind of cool. That's actually a really cool card. I'm looking forward to just messing around with that card if I get a couple copies of it. So yeah, cool. Next up, let's go take a look at Scrap Dragon. Pretty cool that we got this card in Duel Links. So this is an Earth level 8 Dragon Synchro. 1 tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner monster to synchro summon into this card. So very generic when it comes right there, and I like generic synchros. It's awesome. Once per turn, you can target a card you control and 1 card your opponent controls to destroy them. So you can target this card itself if you want to. Once card is destroyed by opponent's card, either by battle or card effects into the graveyard, you can target a non-synchro scrap monster in your graveyard and special summon that target. 2800 attack, 2000 defense. To be honest, this will work good in scraps for sure, but if you're playing in a non-scrap deck, the only effect you're probably going to be worrying about is the target a card you control and target a card your opponent controls and destroy them. I feel like that's going to see some potential, competitive success when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, especially because Scrap Dragon is a card that, since it's a generic synchro, you can just throw it in your synchro toolbox, and if the situation needs to be summon your Scrap Dragon, pop it, and pop another card. Boom, bada bang, there you go. So Scrap Dragon, cool, that's in Duel Links. I'm happy about that. Next up, we have Spellbook of Knowledge, and this is pretty cool. So, actually, I don't remember exactly what Spellbook of Knowledge does, but Spellbooks is actually a deck that I played in Duel Links, so it's pretty cool that we're getting some Spellbook support, especially because it's Spellbook of Knowledge. This is a spell normal card. You can send to the graveyard either a spellcaster monster you control or another Spellbook card from your hand or face up on the field, except Knowledge, and if you do draw 2 cards, you only can activate Spellbook of Knowledge per turn. So yeah, this just helps you search out your deck, and it gets a Spellbook card in the graveyard, so you can help out trigger your own, like, Spellbook of Fate or whatever. So it's not a +1 at all, because you use Knowledge in another card to then draw 2 cards. But the advantage of that is that now that you're fishing out a bunch of Spellbook cards in your graveyard, then you can set up your Spellbook of Fate a lot easier and search out for other cards. And I think this is definitely going to help the existing Spellbook deck of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links that plays, 3 copies of Blue Boy, 3 copies of Silent Magician. You can search out for your Silent Magician a little bit easier, which is very nice from Spellbook of Knowledge. So it's going to be an interesting card to see how well it can play. I feel like Spellbooks might still be able to not need to play Spellbook of Knowledge, but I'm very curious to see how well Spellbook of Knowledge will help out Spellbooks right there. But yeah, that's definitely a card I want to get for. I might try to get 1 or 2 copies of that card and mess around with that. So that's pretty cool. Looking forward to Spellbook of Knowledge, because that just helps out getting your Spellbook of Fate ready to go. Last but not least, we're going to talk about, one of the agent cards right here. So we have the agent card, and this one's also a UR. So this is the Agent of Mystery Earth. Light level 2 fairy tuner. When this card is normal summon, you can add 1 the agent monster from your deck to your hand, except the Agent Mystery Earth. While Sanctuary in the sky is face up on the field, you can add the Master Hyperion from your deck to your hand instead. Very cool. Very cool right there. And it's a 2-star tuner monster, which also helps out with some combos. And what is this, a level 8? Cool. If only there was a generic, actually. Oh no, that's a level 11. If this was a level 10, you could use this 2-star tuner and the Master Hyperion to go into Star Eater. But yeah, this card's very cool. Get to search for other agent cards in your deck if you don't have Sanctuary Sky on the field. But if you do have Sanctuary Sky on the field, you can go add the Master Hyperion. So it's a searcher for both the agents and for Master Hyperion. And also, if you play your cards correctly, like if you turn 1, you have this card in your hand and Sanctuary of the Sky, maybe you don't want to search for Master Hyperion because maybe you also have Master Hyperion on your hand. You could just summon this card first, go for the effect of searching for the agent, and then follow up with your Sanctuary of Sky card afterwards. So that's pretty cool. A very versatile searcher. I like it. And it's a tuner, which is also a nice plus, so very cool. Next up, let's go take a look at this Inca Bio, something like that. This is a Dark level 1 Beast Spirit. Cannot be special summoned. When this card is normal summon or flipped face up, you can target 1 level 1 monster in your graveyard and special summon the target, but banish it when it leaves the field. Once per turn during the end phase of this card was normal summon or flipped face up this turn, return it to the hand, because yeah, it's a beast. So there's that right there. Yeah, so yeah, normal summon or flip face up, target a level 1 a monster in the grave, especially when the target. So I can't really think of any good combos on the top of my head, but maybe somebody could figure out a cool card combo that you can use to bring back level 1 monsters from graveyard. We do have a good variety of level 1 monsters in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, so maybe that card's good. I don't really know. Let's go take a look at Shining Angel, very generic monster. It's just a light level 4 monster. When this card is destroyed with balance in the graveyard, you can special summon a 1 light monster with 1500 or less attack from your deck in face of attack position. So whoop-de-doo, but it's a good searcher. It's a good searcher right there, and if you're rocking 3 copies of Shining Angel, if your first Shining Angel dies, you can just special summon another one through its own effect, so cool right there. Next up, we have Star Eater, which this card's kind of interesting. This is a light level 11 Dragon Synchro. 1 tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner monsters must be synchro summoned, cannot be special summoned, but otherwise this card's synchro summoned but cannot be negated. That's cool. Once card is synchro summoned, cards and effects cannot be activated. If this card attack is unaffected by other card effects until the end of the damage step. Okay, so when you bring out this monster, when you put all the effort to get this level 11 monster out on the field, no matter what, your opponent can't bother it. It's just if you don't OTK or kill your opponent the turn you summon this card, then your opponent has a little bit of leeway to get over on this card. But still, if it attacks, it's unaffected by other card effects until the end of damage step. Not bad, not bad. Maybe somebody will build a cool meme deck out of Star Eater. Next up, let's talk about Super Nimble Mega Hamster. This is an Earth level 4 Beast Flip effect. Flip, you can special summon 1 level 3 or lower beast type monster from your deck in face down defense position. So you can summon, yeah, just any level 3 or lower beast. I was about to say you could probably summon more of the Mega Hamster. Mega Hamster is a level 4, so there's that right there. Currently can't think of any top tier combos right here, but maybe somebody out there that plays the beast type archetype or beast type deck try this card out. Feel like it's a little bit slow though because it's a flip monster, but maybe it's good. I don't really know. I don't really have a good opinion on this card. Last but not least, when it comes to the current UR and SR cards that have been revealed for this box, we have UA Perfect Ace. This is an Earth level 5 warrior effect monster. You can special summon this card from your hand by returning a UA monster control to the hand except UA Perfect Ace. You only can special summon UA Perfect Ace once per turn this way. Once per turn during your opponent's turn, when a card effect is activated, you can discard a card to get the activation. If you do destroy, this is a quick effect. So it's cool that we're getting UA support right here. I don't think this card will make UAs like competitive again, but it is still a good effect. It just sucks that you have to discard a card in order to you know, activate this effect right there. But then again, it is to it's not limited by any ways, because we have a lot of like cards in the game that you don't need to we have a lot of like monster cards in the game that negate stuff on the field without having to pay a cost, like like Silent Magician, for example. When it's on the field, you can negate a spell and trap card, one spell and trap card per turn. You don't have to do anything like that, but it's only limited to spell and trap card. While with UA Perfect Ace, or actually I got that wrong, with Silent Magician you can negate one spell card per turn, not trap card, spell card per turn with Silent Magician. So on the other hand, with UA Perfect Ace, it can negate any card or effect, but you do have to discard a card in order to trigger its effect. So it's both good and get bad. I mean, we already know that there's like with the trap card, the UA trap card, if that gets sent to the graveyard or it's in the graveyard, you can use it to search for UA Stadium. So there's a little bit of a combo right there. But yeah, I think UA Perfect Ace, if you get this card on the field, I think UA Perfect Ace is kind of like a card, like if you have this on the field, if you have the opportunity to put this on the field, you're probably already winning in the first place. But yeah, its effect is good. It just sucks that it is a level 5 monster, so it's going to be a little bit harder to summon into and all that stuff. And it does have 1500 attack, which also sucks too. So I doubt this card's going to make UAs competitive again, but it's interesting. It's definitely an interesting card to consider. Maybe a one of in a UA deck at best. I don't really think rocking a lot of copies of this might be good or bad, especially depending on the matchup too that you're in. So I don't know, UA Perfect Ace, very cool card, but I don't know if it's going to make UAs competitive. But yeah, I think that's going to be it when it comes to all the cards. I think we talked about everything so far except for the rares and normals, but I cannot talk about those in today's video only because I have to do some other stuff today. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed today's, you know, box review, my first impressions on this brand new box that we're going to be getting sometime in the future, Valhalla's Calling. I don't know when we're going to get this box, so there's no release date yet, but I hope you guys enjoyed the review and all that good stuff right there. If you guys did, be sure to smash the like button on the video down below. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new for more Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links leak content. And yeah, I think it's going to be it for me. Thank you so much for watching today's Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links leak video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out, everybody.